12 hours ago, something happened in deep space that physicists are calling statistically impossible. NASA's Deep Space Network logged a signal from an interstellar object, a signal that carries a 0.000014% probability of being a natural occurrence. Let that number sit with you for a moment. Not rare, not unusual, mathematically, virtually impossible. And yet, the data is sitting right there in NASA's servers, completely verified, completely unambiguous. This is not speculation. This is not a rumor circulating on the internet. This is raw telemetry from some of the most sophisticated instruments humanity has ever built. And what those instruments recorded has quietly triggered emergency closed-door briefings at two of the world's most powerful space agencies. The object at the center of all this is called 3I Atlas. It is our solar system's third confirmed interstellar visitor, following the infamous Oumuamua and Borisov. It was supposed to be a frozen relic, a dead, drifting rock from a distant star system, simply passing through the void of our cosmic neighborhood with zero significance. Scientists had already cataloged it, calculated its trajectory, and largely moved on. Nobody expected it to do anything extraordinary. Nobody expected it to do anything at all. Then came April 28, 2026. NASA's Wide Field Camera 3 aboard the Hubble Space Telescope was locked onto the Cygni Nebula, conducting a routine 45-minute deep field exposure. During minute 32, at exactly 11:14 UTC, something crossed directly in front of the telescope's optical sensor. Not near it, not beside it, directly across its primary focal plane. An object 240 million kilometers away, moving at 87 kilometers per second, crossed the precise center of Hubble's field of view, a viewing angle measuring just 0.04 arcseconds, and blocked its light for exactly 3.4 seconds. To understand how precise that is, picture yourself standing in New York City, throwing a dart through a wedding ring, sitting in Tokyo, while both the dart and the ring are flying through the air at supersonic speeds. That is the level of geometric precision the telemetry recorded. And precision that tight does not happen by accident. Precision that tight requires control. Control requires intention. Now, NASA officially confirmed this event at 4:12 UTC. Across the globe, observatories began scrambling to redirect their instruments toward 3I Atlas. ESA's Gaia spacecraft independently verified a gravitational microperturbation at the same coordinate space at that exact millisecond. The Atacama Large Millimeter Array in Chile cross-referenced a thermal signature using its Band 7 receivers. Three completely separate instruments, operating on different methodologies, arrived at an identical conclusion. Now multiply both probabilities together, because both events occurred in the same object at the exact same millisecond. The resulting figure is so close to zero it effectively does not exist in nature. It is like winning a planetary lottery every single day for 1,000 years. In 4 million years of cometary observation, this specific combination of variables has never been recorded. Not once. And then the spectroscopic data arrived. And that is where the mystery deepens into something genuinely unprecedented. During that 3.4-second optical occlusion, Hubble did not simply record a dark shadow passing across its sensor. The Wide Field Camera 3 captured light bending around the object's edges in a perfectly symmetrical diffraction spike. In plain terms, the geometry of the light bending revealed the geometry of the object itself. And what that geometry showed has no natural explanation. The edges measured at exactly 87.63 degrees. Not a rough, eroded curve. Not a jagged impact fracture. A mathematically precise corner. Sharp. Clean. Perfectly defined. This is an object that has supposedly been traveling through interstellar space for millions of years, bombarded continuously by high-energy cosmic radiation, micrometeorite impacts, and the relentless thermal cycling of deep space. Under those conditions, sharp edges erode, geometry degrades, natural bodies become rounded, scarred, and irregular. Every single one we have ever observed follows that pattern. But 3I Atlas arrived at our solar system with perfectly maintained geometric edges, a hyper-reflective surface showing zero structural degradation, and a completely clean orbital path with no debris trail whatsoever. ESA's Gaia spacecraft confirmed the absence of a debris trail independently. A 33 billion-ton object moving through our solar system, shedding nothing, leaving no trace, maintaining its structural integrity completely intact. Conservative astrophysicists at Harvard and MIT, researchers who have spent entire careers studying the Oort cloud, who built careers on the predictability of celestial mechanics, are now quietly acknowledging that the current paradigm is failing. When the Jet Propulsion Laboratory activates emergency deep space network protocols to track a single object around the clock, when seasoned orbital dynamicists openly admit their Keplerian mathematics no longer applies, the scientific consensus is not just shifting, it is breaking. And what comes next broke something else entirely. Everything documented so far, the impossible trajectory, the geometric precision, the retrograde thermal thrust, the zero debris trail, all of that describes only how 3I Atlas moves. It describes only the physical behavior of the object. What came next had nothing to do with movement. What came next crossed a line that no natural phenomenon has ever crossed in the... If true, we are dealing with engineering that operates on timescales and energy levels that make our most advanced technology look primitive by comparison. The third, this is an active craft, piloted or remotely operated, directly initiating deliberate first contact with humanity. If true, human history fractures permanently into two chapters. Everything that came before April 28, 2026, and everything that comes after. There is no middle ground between these possibilities. No comfortable fourth option where this turns out to be something mild and explainable. The data has closed off that exit. One of these three scenarios is reality, right now, as you watch this. And the clock is running faster than most people realize. Right now, as these words reach you, the Deep Space Network is operating at maximum capacity, running continuous triangulation efforts to pinpoint the precise source of the modified signal. Classified observation data is accumulating by the hour inside secured servers at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory. Every new reading either deepens the mystery or adds another layer of confirmation to what the data is already clearly suggesting. There is no new information emerging that supports a natural explanation. Every new data point moves in the opposite direction. In exactly 48 hours from the initial photobomb event, 3I Atlas will reach perihelion, its closest approach to the Sun. No confirmed interstellar visitor in recorded history has come this close to our star. The thermal conditions at that distance will push the object beyond every parameter we have previously measured for interstellar bodies. What it does at perihelion, how it responds to that heat, whether the thermal venting intensifies, whether the signal frequency shifts, whether new geometric behavior emerges, will either answer the central question or make it exponentially more complex. The telescopes are aligned, the thermal detectors are live. Every major observatory on the planet has redirected resources toward this single object. The entire global scientific community is suspended in a state of focused, silent attention, unlike anything seen since the first moon landing. And the modified anomalous signal is still active, dynamically shifting its frequency every 23 seconds in a pattern that Green Bank analysts have not yet decoded, but which shows clear mathematical structure rather than random variation. Consider the full sequence one final time. An object with a hyperreflective surface and zero debris trail enters our solar system moving too fast to be gravitationally bound. It executes a mathematically flawless 3.4-second optical occlusion of the Hubble Space Telescope, an alignment with a 1 in 4.7 billion probability of occurring naturally. It produces organized retrograde thrust from its coldest hemisphere, defying thermodynamic law. It maintains perfectly sharp geometric edges measuring 87.63